to ISO 27001. And in this live stream, we are going to be looking at ISO 27001 clause 4.2. And I'm going to go through and show you how to implement that. I'm going to show you how you can do it quickly, how you can do it simply. Then I'm going to give you a deep dive. I'm going to give you the fish and I'm going to teach you how to fish, right? So I'm going to help you along the way. So this is understanding the needs and expectations of interested parties. Because we're live, it may be the case that some of you join, or it may be the case that you're watching this after. If you are able to join and you want to comment and support me, absolutely fantastic. So your comments will appear somewhere here. I will do my best to answer any questions that you've got. If you just want to give me some support, that will be very much appreciated. If you want to comment on my poster, that's appreciated too. So while people are potentially joining, I'm just going to teach you a little bit about how you can feed yourself, right? So this, everything that I do is free, right? All of the information that I give you is free. When you come to the High Table website, how to get access to these free resources, you're going to come on the website, click on resources, and then you can see here there is clauses and there are Annex A controls. Those are the detailed blogs, the detailed guides that I go through. They show you absolutely everything. Yeah, I've got a free AI assistant. That's free if you want to click on that. Extra things there. But so if you come into the clauses section, what you're going to see here is that the standard is broken down and every single clause is available. I'm going to come back to this one a little bit later. So once I've given you the fish, I'm going to teach you how to fish. But what you can see here is that we've got the detailed blog, right? So this is off of what we're going to be referencing, and it includes a video as well. Also, just while we're waiting and seeing anybody who wants to join, we have the YouTube channel. If you aren't aware of it, I have a ISO 27001 YouTube channel. Showing around about 1,200 videos. So I do a lot of this, right? And I say putting the human back into ISO 27001, and currently at around about 10,500 subscribers. Many of you are absolute superstars, right? You comment on my videos, you like them, you share them, and it's very much appreciated. So we're going to make a start. Right? How am I going to implement it? Let me teach you first. Let me first of all give you a fish, right? Let me just show you in a couple of minutes quickly and easily how you can do it. Then we'll do a bit of a deeper dive, and I'll teach you how to do the fishing yourself. So what we're looking at here is interested parties. ISO 27001 clause 4.2 needs an expectation of interested parties. It's not hard, right? None of 27001 is hard. This one isn't hard either. Interested parties are stakeholders. So what the standard is saying is, do you know who the stakeholders are to your information security management system? Do you know who has an interest in it, either in its operation or in the output of it? Do you know what their needs and their expectations are? And then there was a slight tweak to the standard that said, now, can you map and can you show how you meet those requirements? So what we're looking at doing is basically a stakeholder analysis, right? If I was going to give you super high level, like how would I do it into a nutshell? Well, you could do a traditional stakeholder analysis, right? We're going to identify who our stakeholders are and then satisfy those requirements. What I want to show you is give you the fish, right? Like, let me answer it, how you can do it in a couple of minutes, no issue. It will pass the audit, but then I'm going to show you properly how you should do it, right? So what you know is I'm Stuart Barker, the author of the Ultimate ISO 27001 toolkit. This is a template that's part of that toolkit. I also provide you with these templates individually, right? So if you just wanted to get access to this one, you could get access to this one, no issue. This template covers a couple of requirements of the standard. We touched on it if you were on the previous live on internal and external issues. If you didn't, no issue. But what we've got in here also are the interested parties. So if I was going to implement that, I'd fire up this document, follow the guidance for changing like logos and branding, etc. I would have done my internal and my external issues. I'm not going to touch on that. We covered it on the last live. And then I come down to the interested parties, right? If you don't want to buy the template, you should. There's 3 pieces of information that I'm going to be recording. Who the interested party is, who's my stakeholder, what is their requirement that's relevant to the information security management system, and then how do we satisfy that requirement? Because I'm a good actor, I have provided you with best practice, right? So as with everything within my toolkit, everything within my templates, they are based on many, many, many years in industry, hundreds of audit. I mean, I've been through this many, many times, right? I don't have keep giving you like my CV. I don't need to keep doing that. So what I would do is I would come in here and then I would go through these examples and say, are these examples relevant to me? And I tell you what, right? Secret here, top tip, giving you the fish. 9 times out of 10, people just go with this, right? They understand the requirement so that they can talk to it in the audit, but they just go with this. So I'll go through it, right? I'll give you some examples so that you can understand it, right? The first two on there, they're in green, right? Because what that means is, as a rule, people may or may not have that. So I'm not going to touch on those. But if I go into interested parties, most people would have an executive board, right? So our stakeholders, our executive board, our executive leadership, what would their requirement be? And again, these are common, right? They come up time and time again. You can add to it, you can change it, or you can go with what's already here. But they have a requirement for legal and regulatory compliance, avoidance of a data breach, avoidances of fines, commercial advantage for tenders and sales, and to protect the company reputation. That change that came with the standard. So how can we tie our information security management system back to that? As we build it, we bear that in mind. But ultimately, the end point will be we have an information security management system based on industry best practice ISO 27001. That's how we can demonstrate it. We're implementing the Annex A controls based on risk and business need. And we're ensuring we have a legal and regulatory requirements register that's approved by senior leadership. So we can go through that. There are stakeholders, shareholders, there are employees. There are things to consider like the Information Commissioner's Office. There may be regulators that are appropriate to you, law enforcement agencies, customers, right? So again, let's just dive in here. You can read. I don't need to read it for you. But customers, they want legal and regulatory compliance. They want products and services that are fit for purpose. They want avoidances of a data breach. Now, there may be other things in there as well. But again, as I say, these work 9 times out of 10. How do we satisfy their requirement? We ensure we have legal and regulatory requirements register approved by senior leadership and legal counsel, and we include information security as part of our project management processes at all relevant stages, right? So that is it, right? If you were going to sit down with an auditor, so we're going to sit down with the auditor, and when we're being audited, and they're going to go, how did you do this? How did you come up with your interested parties? You're not going to say, I bought Stuart's templates and I just kept it and went with it verbatim. You're going to have done some work. What you're going to say is, we conducted a stakeholder analysis, right? We identified through workshop, through conversation, whatever that method may be, who our stakeholders were. We brainstormed and identified their requirements. We looked at our legal and our contractual registers, our contracts with our suppliers. We understood what their requirements were. And then we mapped that back to the information security system. And if the information security system was lacking, we improved it and we ensured that we were covering it, right? And then you present them with the register and you're going to be pretty much golden, right? And there may be auditors on here going, but yeah, you're going to be pretty much golden, right? So there's not much to it. For something that is so simple and so easy, as with everything in ISO 27001, right? The only mandatory requirement for 27001 are clauses 4 through 10. At the moment, we're going through the sub-clauses of clause 4. It doesn't give you much. I'll grant you that in terms of only asking you to do the work, but it's not hard, right? It's not hard. We've done we've done a stakeholder analysis. We've written down who our stakeholders are. We've figured out what it is that they need from the management system, and then we've evidenced it. Like, what more can we do? So let me go through and give you the resources that are going to help you if you are wanting to go into a lot more detail around this. The resources that I'm going to share with you is the blog, the detailed blog. And in that detailed blog, what you're going to see is we go through the key takeaways, we go through what it is, we go through in detail how to implement it. I'm going to show you the level of detail that we go through. We go through how to audit it. If you're conducting internal audit or you're an external auditor, an ISO 27001 auditor like me and you're new to it, I'm going to give you the exact process about how you audit it, how you document it. And then uniquely, I'm giving you a lot of advanced guidance, right? A lot of advanced guidance. What I also do is I map this to applicable laws and related standards, so we can take a look at that. So how does this particular requirement satisfy other laws and other regulations? And then I give you a massive FAQ and some briefing slides if you wanted to use them in there as well. So I've shown you how to do it. I've given you the fish. If you're happy, you can drop off. If you're watching this on repeat, if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what's in here, then what we'll do is we'll just show you the kind of things that you can learn and do a more deep dive on by going to the High Table website, clicking on resources, coming through into the clauses. So I'm giving you the purpose. I'm giving you the definition. The definition, just to recap, the organization shall determine interested parties that are relevant to the information security management system, the relevant requirements of the interested parties relevant to information security, and which of the requirements are being addressed through the information security management system. So super high level, you've seen that. You've just seen how I map you that. I gave you the fish, I showed you how to do it. Interested parties relevant to the information security management system, you do it by doing a stakeholder analysis. The requirement of interested parties, you do it by asking them, what are your requirements, right? By reviewing the legal and regulatory and contractual requirements. And then which of those requirements are addressed in the information security management system? You do that by mapping the standard and the security controls to the interested parties' requirements, which we've just done and I've just shown you. I give you detailed guidance in this particular blog around climate action and the impact of that, how you can consider that. A little bit more background on what they are and why they matter. I show you a little bit about how, well, I show you a lot about how it applies to different business models. If you're a tech startup, an early stage, an AI company, a small business, I show you exactly how it applies to you. I give you implementation guidance about how you're going to implement that. I give you examples of interested parties, not only in the template that I give you and the answer that I've shown you, but I give you 13 examples of interested parties so you can see exactly what they are, internal and external interested parties, what their requirement is, why an auditor might care about that. I give you detailed guidance on how to define interested parties, requirements, and I give you 10 examples of interested parties requirements that you can use or not, or you can further your knowledge with. I show you how to document the climate action amendment. I give you some pro tips. I then give you a very detailed 10-step implementation guide, 10 steps on how to implement it. If you really, really want to go to town on this and do it to the nth degree, rather than the quick way that I showed you about how to pass the audit, then I give you that guidance. I give you the template, so you can download the template. I'll get access to the template. I show you how you can fast track compliance by using my toolkit. I show you how to audit that. I'm going to give you 10 steps on how to audit ISO 27001 clause 4.2. Very detailed audit steps, what you're going to do, what you're going to check, the sampling that you're going to do. And then we move really into some specifics around how to pass the audit. I give you, again, I'm an ISO 27001 lead auditor. I show you what an auditor is going to look for. I give you the common mistakes that I've seen and the common mistakes that people make, and then how you can fix them. I give you how you document it, the document structure. If you're going to write it and not download the template, I show you exactly how to do that. We talk about when to review and when to update interested parties, and then advanced guidance, right? So there's some really advanced, like ninja level stuff in here, if it's relevant to you and it's of interest to you. So we're looking at integration with 9.3, clause 9.3. We're looking at how do we handle conflicting stakeholder requirements when stakeholders' requirements conflict, and it can happen, right? How are we going to go about handling that? We look at evidence, types of evidence that you might want, requirements versus wants, looking at decision tables and about how we get to that decision point. I give you how to treat your stakeholders. So you get the gist, right? I'm going to scoot past this because there's a lot of very advanced level stuff that for my mainstream audience isn't going to be particularly relevant, but you know that it's there if you need it. What I do that may be of interest to you is I map applicable laws and related standards. So for example, here you can see I've got a mapping table. I map it for here, for example, GDPR. What is the relevant section within that law or standard? And then how it maps. So how by doing this, you're helping meet the requirement. I cover everything in there. NIS2, Cybersecurity and Resilience Bill, DORA, SOC 2, EU AI Act, HIPAA, blah, 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 right? So there's, again, a lot of detail mapping. It's ninja level, not for everybody. But if you wanted to see how this particular clause maps to other standards, how it helps to satisfy those, then I give you that. And then finally, I give you a very detailed FAQ, right? So normally when you type into Google or ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude, it's going to give you an answer back. Normally it references one or two other sites, mainly me, and it will pull that from here. So you don't necessarily have to come and read the FAQ unless you like some good bedtime reading, because the information will be pulled directly into your search engines. But if you do, then again, come down here into the FAQ and see a level of detail. So again, as always, it's taken me longer to tell you what it is and give you background on it than it would to do it. I'm going to recap for you. Interested parties, no comments. That's okay. That's okay. We persevere, right? So interested parties are stakeholders. We identify them by doing a stakeholder analysis. We can look in the blog or on the internet for examples of who interested parties may be. We figure out what their requirements are. We ask them, there's nothing harder than that. Like, we pick up the phone, email them, what's your requirement, get them in a room, however you want to do it. And then we ensure that the management system meets their requirements and that we can evidence it. And then when the auditor comes, they look for the register or some level of documentation that you've done, and they will question you and ask you about how you've done it. What they won't do, again, just a bit of a sideline, right? People loving the GRC platforms. The GRC platform can't do this for you, right? And it can't continually monitor this. This just makes no sense, right? When you're doing continually monitoring, you're not continually monitoring who your interested parties are. This is something that you do 3 months, every 6 months, every 12 months, or as significant changes occur, right? There is just no concept of continually monitoring this. And it also can't do that for you. But what it can do is host in a document storage somewhere, probably my template filled in or your version of it, and give it a green tick and say that you've done it. So this is just about the management side of things. So I don't really have very much more to say on that other than you've got this, right? If you want to get the ISO 27001 toolkit, it's got all of this information security management system in it. It's got everything in it. You've got access to all of my blogs. You've got all of my guides. Now you've got lives. I'm recovering again the clauses in the NXA via lives. So you're going to be absolutely golden, right? Until the next one, thank you. Please comment, right? Please comment and like. Let me know that I'm at least doing this for somebody. But until the next one, right? Peace out. Peace out. End stream.